can't move. I genuinely can't get out of bed a lot of the time because it's all just a bit too much.
And if it's all a bit much for you too, never fear. The NDIS, the National Disability Insurance Scheme, is here to help. To receive the thousands of dollars you probably deserve from the NDIS, the first thing you need to do after you've established that you are over 9 years old and live in Australia is that you have a disability caused by a permanent impairment. That sounds fairly daunting, but really it's not. In keeping with these times of equal opportunity, your impairment doesn't need to be entirely physical. Let this young woman explain.
So mobility or moving around, how easily you move around your home and community and how you get out and out of bed or a chair. We consider how you get out and about and use your arms or legs. Now mobility, when we think about mobility, we think physical impairments. I can't lift my arm, I can't move my legs, my spine doesn't work, whatever. However, it's not limited to that. I know, for example, I can't move. I genuinely can't get out of bed a lot of the time because it's all just a bit too much and this stuff, all of this. So my mobility is like literally substantially reduced because of all of the combination of my conditions, which is called a psychosocial disability. Remember, buzzword. Use that word, psychosocial disability. If you're like me, you've got many things going on. And this can impact my mobility. I can't move, I can't shower, clean myself, I can't feed myself.
She's right about the psychosocial thing. The NDIS website is explicit. Quote, the impairment may be intellectual, cognitive, neurological, sensory, physical, or psychosocial. So if you suffer from a psychosocial condition and need support to get through the day, then bingo, the NDIS is here to help. The NDIS is possibly the biggest prank in Australian political history. It was introduced to Parliament in late 2012 by then Prime Minister Julia Gillard. And in that year, Labor, which Julia Gillard led, often lagged 20 percentage points behind the coalition in the primary vote in Newspoll. Her own leadership of the Labor Party and the country was also very tenuous at the time. She introduced the NDIS bill passed through Parliament in March 2013, 3 months before Kevin Rudd successfully challenged Gillard for the leadership and 6 months before Tony Abbott consigned both Gillard and Rudd to history in a landslide election win for the coalition. The NDIS was a ticking time bomb for Gillard's successors, and she knew it. When she introduced it to the House of Representatives, she said, quote, the National Disability Insurance Scheme is the greatest change to Australian social policy in a generation, and a mark of how deeply the conscience of our nation has been touched. The NDIS will stand alongside the minimum wage, the age pension, Medicare and universal superannuation, I think she means compulsory superannuation there, as one of the great Labor pillars of social justice and opportunity for all Australians. It will change our society in profound and lasting ways, enabling those who live with disability to fulfil their potential as valued and valuable members of our society. Well, most of that is true enough, but Gillard never quite got around to explaining how the hell we were going to pay for all this. And the bill has never stopped rising, and it will continue to do so. It's now predicted to cost $125 billion a year by 2034. The way things are going, the only way anybody will be able to make money in Australia soon is by either developing a disability, which is difficult under the NDIS's definitions, or by becoming a carer for someone who has. As usual, Pauline Hanson's Please Explain cartoon series, which is meant to be satire but is actually close to the truth, nails it.
Are you permanently disabled? Congratulations! You now qualify for the NDIS, brought to you by Labor.
That's right, the same geniuses that brought some of the biggest budget blowouts this country has ever seen
comes our fastest growing expense yet. The NDIS cost is almost unfathomable. $35 billion per year. That's just $100 million a day. And when I stop in there, we're growing by $75 million every single month and adding a new person to the NDIS every 6 minutes.
And we are lowering the bar for what's considered disabled.
Stubbed your toe? That's a physical impairment. Having trouble concentrating? You're psychosocially disabled. Voted for the Greens? Get in here with your cognitive disability. There's plenty of room. And because it was uncapped from the very beginning, the NDIS is going to be our biggest blowout yet.